So good day, welcome to Multinet Design. So we are back on a new project. So in this project, we are going to be designing a hostel for use a facility for youth. So what is the definition of hostel according to the University of Cambridge? So University of Cambridge dictionary defines hostel as a large house where people can stay free or cheaply. So it's like a student hostel, a place where people, especially young people, can stay cheaply for short period when they are traveling, with share rooms and sometimes some private rooms. So most of us that went to university or higher institution, we have encounter with hostel when we are living far away from our family. So it's a cheap house where we live for a semester. After semester, we go back. Sometimes we rent hostel for a section, then we go back. Or sometimes some people register for a whole period of what they are staying in lifetime in school. So that is hostel, just a short period of time that is not a permanent residence. So that is what we are trying to work on here. So in that aspect, we have been able to say what are the functional areas of a hostel. We have utility area, we have bedroom space, log and a meeting rooms where people and a living room for living area. Sometimes staff live within a state so that we be able to maintain the functions of how the regulatory of the student or the youth are going on. Because sometimes if you leave youth to their own frivolity, it goes on to be something of a deal. Because that's why I'm taking my time to explain the functional area here. So what are those things that hostel needed according to the Novel architect, which is architect data that majority of architects will use to. So these are the recommendation things that area of hostel we need and which we are going to put in consideration, like breast storage, personal residence, WC personal group room, dormitory, which is the room on which everybody stays. So head, guest, and bath. Some of these are going to be taken care of. The entrance to the hall, registration, clock, telephone, and every offices that is needed. So you can imagine at the left hand side, we have a collaborating in which some of these are being related to. But the concept of this design is more different. So that's why we are going to explore so many things differently from what we know before. So this is the concept of which we focus our attention on. And this concept is going to guide us. So it's not a regular something. This is a kind of a regular form we're going to bring out, and the concept of the use hostel is going to function through the process. So I encourage you all to follow this step by step as we start developing all this thing one after the other. So let's go up and pick up from the Revit aspect. So what I want to do here is that I want to construct that triangle because that is my main concept of it I want to use to design my hostel. Actually, this is a free style design. I may later end up and see what we have done in a regular basis, but let's just continue with this and you are going to see the end result basically for the way this looks like. So what we do here is that I'm going to start constructing that triangle. How will I do that? I'm going to start with my concept first. Because I'm not going to create level initially because I'm still going to have the way I design it, the way I conceptualize it. I have, if you want to study what do we call here now, if you want to study how to do underground wall construction, I'm going to introduce it in this position. So let's move on. So what I do is that I will use annotate to construct what I want to construct because I want to have my ratio. This is what we do. I will select detail here. So detail line now I'm going to use first I need to construct my circle so that we know the kind of radius I'm going to work with. So I'm getting my circle here and I'm working with radius 13,500. That is what I want. So the total idea of this hostel I want is between range of 1,200 to 120 rooms to 130 rooms capacity. That is maximum, including the staff room, staff quarters, every office, and every other thing that will be included in that space. So this is it. So I'm constructing my triangle now. I have to put it in the middle. So why am I having this one? Is that I want to use this to construct a complete what will I call it? A polygon. That is three-side polygon. So I'm clicking here. I will say pick this the same. So what I'm going to do here is that I will select my inscribe polygon or circumference anywhere that the pattern suits me. So just click on this. I'm going to use this one, inscribe. So in that describe, I'm changing the side here. This is the one that you're going to change and give you the regulatory aspect of what you want. So I'm going to press 3. So this one now will help me. So I'm selecting the middle. So this one will allow me to twist around so that to be able to get what I need to get. So by here now you get the accuracy of what you want to, but this is not the way I want it to be. So how will I do this that will suit me? So I'm not going to use this inscribe method. I'm going to use the other side method. So because I want it to the longer side I want it to rest upon. So use this one to follow it. So when you select now, can you see? So this is actually what I want. By doing this one, I've gotten what I need in this position. So I'm just like spacing it here or bring it down here so that you get the whole value for what you have. So this is the exact what I want as what circumference. So I choose this one for my own triangle construction. You can now select everything, or you bring them to the middle of this. So later you can save this, you can still save to this, so in this position. So that we're constructing it. So now I want to get the concept right on this level. So what am I going to do? I've used this circle to gain what I want to do. So this one is irrelevant to whatsoever I want to do again. So I'm clicking this one and delete it. So what am I having? I have to get the concept of this arrangement and what is the social side of the room I want. And so I'm going to calculate it together with the passage, because like this, no matter what the case may be, and the corridor of every hostel, you just have like 4 people that will come in together and meet one another. So the room I'm going to use now is going to be, let's say, go to click here and say offset. So my offset is going to be 4,500. That is the, let's say, size of my room and the concept of the size. So all around we'll get that. So now the next thing is that I'm going to get for the passage, for the corridor side. So I'm going to do that. So I will say 2,000. So that 2,000 should be accurate because of what. So I'm going to use this one. This one is going to be copy. So click on this because I'm not that one. The first one is going to have it this way. So this is the corridor. The concept of it is corridor, and this is it. Now something is going on here. I'm going to focus my attention. Let me quickly save this one and get it as my hostel. So go and save it with hostel design. So I'm going to call it hostel design. So click save and let it be saved in this way. Okay, now as I was saying, the concept of developing the hostel is more unique. But one thing I will have here is that too many facilities are going to have for the modern day because it's a youth place. So what are you expecting? Youth must have restaurants where they lay their hand on everything. So all those are going to be taking place underground. So some other facilities are going to be taking place as we continue to develop. So but the concept of this is that we're going to work on what is befitting and what is accurate. So what I'm going here is that I'm going to start this majorly. So I want to develop this front side. This is going to be a focus on the dormitory and every other one that have rooms. So the other facilities, I'm going to work on that one when we progress step by step. So let us get the concept right, because the major thing is the room functionality. So I'm going to just use this level to do that. Later on, I create more level and work on that. So let us focus on that consistently. So what I do here is that I want to create this one. It's a create similar. So for me, this is going to be the part. So within this place, I'm going to have my room dominated. So how am I going to do that? Click. Let's see what we have here. We have 31,000, which is what? So this particularly is going to be containing nothing less than 10 rooms if you want to work on it, because the room of an hostel is not going to be more than 3 meters wide. It's only that it's only 3 meters wide, and the length of it will be nothing more than 4.5 because of what other facility we are going to create, and we are going to see it as we working we're working on it from here now. So I'm going to say here, so I say click here, and I will say 3,000. Yes, let's just say 3,000 for that. So we have one here, another one here, we have one here, another one here, we have one here, another one by this side, we have one here, another one by this side, we have one here, then this clock. So this one side is going to be a construction position. Because the other position is that it's going to be a certain kind of mirror to which every other things are going to be situated. So for this one, we are going to have an executive part, and we are going to decide the wing one after the other as we are progressing, because the concept has already been laid down. So you follow this step by step as we are working on this one. So what I have here is that I've already gotten this aspect right. So how will I get it and align it with whatsoever that I have at this side? So that is the main thing that we are going to work on now. So I select this one, or select, I only need this one to be selected. So what will I do? So I'm going to pick here, and I will say this guy is going to be of use, because I want to use what? Rotate. So at the rotating points, this is where I'm going to do that. So when I pick from here, and I will put it here, you see that the thing stay outside. It does not matter. All you just need to pick it. You can pick it from here and drop it here. So it's quite accurate. But you remember, you will rotate now, then we did rotate without doing copy. So that is where our problem lies. So what will you do again? So you click on rotate back, and this time around you click on what? Copy. Because that is what we did that caused issue. So you do that and return it back to the way it's supposed to be. So this one is going to rotate, return it back to the original position. So what we do here is that you move like we have done before. So it does not matter the way the whole process works. So I've done this one now, which is what? A simple accurate measure. So there's something that I still need to work on, but not yet here. So you can now select this one, select all the lines here, and what will you do? You just need to do that, mirror this one. Good. So you have mirrored it. So you know that you have tendency that you are having rooms here, you are having rooms here, and you are having rooms here. So if you have this one in place, there is still more what you can do to extend the function of this parameter. But for now, after we finish with the ground floor, then we move to the upper floor, then we focus our attention most of the area that they need more of what we need to do and what we are going to assist for. So but for now, as I have said, we need to understand this concept. This concept is that we have 3 meters by what? 4.5. So you wonder who else is going to be taking place to that level that we have this. Accurately, hotel is a short let period or something. Highest you stay in hotel, you stay there. Hostel. You stay in hostel, you stay there for nothing less than maybe 2 to 3 months. So you move. So, and this is the youthful something. So it comes to be built on the campus area where youth are going to be using it consistently for their home development. Because whenever you are in school area, you are developing yourself. So now I have all this one in place as a concept. So the next thing I need to work on is how I'm going to build the whole conceptual measurements, and how I'm going to work on how to develop this. So what are those things that I need, the calculation towards which I need to build them up. So let me quickly go to elevation, where I can now be working step by step. So I have foundation, which is good for me, but because I want something that is not going to be, so this foundation is going to be something minus for now. But for now, I will want to create more multiple story. So I think I have explained how to create multiple story. If you want to create not something like 20 times, you can do that by clicking and get your scope box from somewhere here, using the array method to do whatever you want to do by selecting by managing and every other thing, but I'm not going to do that here. I'm going to select everything one after the other. And the host where I'm giving here, the height is not enough. I'm going to increase this height to 3,500 because of the useful area, because you know the number of youth are not that patient in their things, so they jump around a lot. So from here now I will select this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on this offset. So if I click on offset is not working. So what will I do? I'm going to click here and I will say click and say create similar. When you say create similar, you can now pick line. So when you pick line, the line that you pick is, you need to set offset for it. And when you set offset of 3,500, will it please work for you? So everything start to function in place. The moment you are clicking this one, it's supposed to be updating itself from there. So click, you see the updating. So this one is telling you that it's 4, which is totally wrong. So you change the number, escape it, you change the number to 3, so that you not have miscalculating of what you are representing. So you go back and here and you say, can you see? So you can continue, say click similar again. So pick line, then the offset you set, and then you change it to what? To 3,500. Then from there you pick up. So you see 4. So we have issue. The issue here is that the crop region is the one that's cropping that area that we are not seeing. So that is why we are focusing on everything one after the other. So what you do here is that you do here and say you click off this cropping side. So the number 4 is out. So by the time you are doing it consistently, you later come back and use this one to crop every area you are working with. So we have done this one. The next thing is you click on this again and say pick. So you pick the line. This time around you should not have any delay again. Just keep doing it until you get to number 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the final one, which is 10. So after which we have done that one, so we have our complete. You can now extend it to this point so that they maintain the same so they are the same grip. So by the time you are extending any one, all of them go together and they follow as you needed them to be. So you see, you should click on this one and you select 3D. So 3D, it will work for you. So just leave it. We'll find a way to work on that one as the time comes. So we have done with this specifically. So how do we now get to the level that we get a concept in order? So we still need to work on our underground, but now not what we want to do. So let us go to our ground floor. So this is where we're going to build our concept from. So the concept we are going to create here is a simple concept. So what would you do? We are going to say architecture should be what we need to do. So I would like to create UC component, but I will not use component. I'm going to use massing and site here and create what I want to create. So I will use in place massing. So in place massing, I will say yes, say close. So massing 1, can rename it and call it what? Hostel concept. It's your choice. Hostel concept. So it depends on what you are doing. So click here. And after you have done it, so you just come here and say you will use this component to create whatsoever you want to create. So I'm going to use pick line because I have already have them here. So pick the line here, I'll pick the line here, and I'll pick the line here. So this one is done for me. So what will I do? I will now go to my 3D where I'm going to see what I've created. Yes, so this is the 3D. For here now, I'm going to select this one. The reason why I'm doing this is to manipulate so many things at easy level. So I've selected this one now. What will I do? I will just like create form. So let the form be created for me. So you see the form that's been created. So from this form now, you can extend it to until you have it to the top level. So when you look at it from the elevation, any angle you see, you should be viewing that at that position. So can you see what you have created? So this is the concept of which you have already created. So this concept we are going to work on it, edit it, and document them in the perfect way while we still have our ground floor and the underground in place. So come to 3D view and see it here. So what I want to quickly say here before I move on is that the point of doing this is to make our ground floor level to be faster in creating. So when I selected this one, I say finish. This thing is completely done. I'm done with this completely. So now I can now decide to say architecture. I'll go to floor. So what I'm going to do is say floor. What I say floor by face. I will select this one. So I'm going to just say when I selected, where is this? Sorry for what I've done. So edit in place is not what I need to do. So what I just need to do is say floor by what? Mass flooring. So mass flooring will select for me and will ask me question. Are you going to do what? Are you going to do the massing floor by all these things for you? I will say yes. So the foundation, I don't need the floor for there. So I'm just did floor from level 1 to level 10. Press shift and click that. So you can just like click everything and we say okay. Can you see? So everything generated floor for you. So by the time you want to match your floor, it will be more easier for you to quickly manipulate and get the whole system right. So that is why this one is there. So you can imagine the concepts are coming out here after the other now. So here is it. So we have this as our hostel concept development for now. So we see you in the next tutorial where we are going to be putting rooms and everything that's needed to be before we now proceed to the whole development that is going to change the host view concerning this. So thanks for watching. See you in the next tutorial. God bless.